Hello, math scholars. Mrs. Harp here with another math lesson. Today we're learning 8.2 day 1. Make sure you click like and not dislike because that would be mean. Who's excited to learn math today? Woo! Alright, so our first problem, we actually already did it. We're backtracking. We took a monomial of 5 and a binomial of y plus 8, and we just distributed the 5 in. So we used a little bit of multiplication. Got a binomial to be our answer, and we discussed how the degree would be a 1. All right, here's our next example. Go ahead and write it down. We have a binomial, we have a monomial out front, 7x, and we have a binomial on the inside, 4x minus 8, and we're going to do some distributing. So I'll draw my rainbow, and you guys tell me what I would get. Ready? What is 7x times 4x? 28x squared. So let's talk about why it's a squared. When you have an x times an x, basically they're both x to the first, right? They kind of collect together and the exponents add up to x squared. So just remember, when you're doing a 7x times a 4x, not only are you multiplying the 7 and the 4, but you're multiplying the x times the x, okay? Alright, and I'll draw my second rainbow. 7x times negative 8 would give me what? Negative 56x. There's our answer. It is a binomial. What is the degree? 2. Very good. Because the 2 is the highest exponent that you're seeing. Alright. Ready for another one? Alright, this one's really long, but it'll be good practice dealing with all of those exponents. So go ahead and jot it down. So I think the biggest thing to remember is when you're working with regular numbers, you're going to multiply them. But when you're working with exponents and you're multiplying exponents together, you're going to add the exponents. Okay? So when I do my first rainbow, what would I end up getting? Good. It's going to be 2x to the 6th because the x to the third and to the x to the third, you'll add their exponents together. All right, next rainbow. What is 2x to the third times 3x to the second? So you're going to... Good. You're going to get a 6 because the 2 times 3, and you're going to get an x to the 5th because you're going to add up all the powers of the variable. Okay, let's draw our third rainbow. What's 2x to the third times negative 2x? Good. And then our last matchup, 2x to the third plus 5, 10x to the third. So there's no special name for something with 4 terms like our answer has, but we can identify the degree. What's the degree? She says 5, 6. 6 is the highest power that we see, okay? Alright, let's go on to a binomial being multiplied by a binomial. Here it is. And we're going to do the first one today with what I like to call the box method. If you are in biology class, you'll recognize this as looking like a Punnett square, and it really does work the same way. You can use this anytime you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial. In fact, I could have used a box method with a monomial times a binomial or trinomial, but I just didn't. This helps organize the work very well. So let's put our 3x and our positive 1 along the top, and put our x and our 5 along the side. I could have reversed my setup, and that would have been no problem. It would give me the same answer. Alright, so to fill out your squares, you do what you do in a Punnett square. So basically take what's on the left-hand side, then you take what's on the top, and you multiply them together, and that'll be your entry. So what is x times 3x? Good, and that's going to be what goes in my box. Over in this box, it would be an x times a 1. So what do you think I would get? Or I would just write it 1x, but you can just write an x, that'd be fine. What is 5 times 3x? Perfect. And what is 5 times 1? 5. And I just love box method because if you are an unorganized person and you just forget to draw all the little rainbows, this organizes it well for you. And it even has the like terms diagonal. So before you express your final answer, you want to add together any like terms that you can. So our final answer would be 3x squared. I would add these two up and get 16x plus 5. Your final looks like that's a plus 5 there. The board just is weird. Alright, we're actually going to do, I believe, the same exact problem, but with a different strategy. Instead of using the box method, we're going to use the foiling method. Do you remember that from last school year? No? Maybe you did not do it in 8th grade math. Did you do it in biology? Okay, some people definitely told me they've heard of foiling in biology. This is just for fun. Did anybody ever see this movie? It's the movie Signs, and they're wearing the foil hat so the aliens can't read their minds. It was funny. So here's what foiling is. It's an acronym for first, outside, inside, and last. And every one of these words is a rainbow I would draw. So like first means I would draw a rainbow from my first term in this binomial to my first term in this binomial, and I would do that multiplication. And outside means I would draw a rainbow from the outside term in this binomial to my outside term in this binomial, like that, and I would perform the multiplication. Inside would be the two guys on the inside, so there would be my rainbow. And then last, there will be my rainbow. So if the thought of drawing that many rainbows like drives you a little bonkers, just stick with the box method. It would organize your work very well. But if you love the rainbow method, you can use it. So it's totally up to you what method you use on the homework tonight, okay? Boxes or rainbows, foiling. Let's do a foiling problem together. I guess we'll do this one. I'll undraw my rainbows so I can draw my rainbows as I explain it to you. Okay, so we got the acronym FOIL. Let's draw a rainbow from our first term to our first term. 3x times x. That would give us 3x squared. That was F. How about O, outside to outside? 3x, I will draw my rainbow to my 5, and 3x times 5 is 15x. Now you don't need any parentheses down here. I had students this morning trying to put parentheses around some of this stuff. You don't need the parentheses anymore, okay? The inside rainbow would be from the 1 to the x, so I would write 1x. And then L for last would be from my 1 to my 5. It's the only matchup I haven't performed yet. And that would be a 5. Those two are my inside guys that are like terms, and that's where I would get that 16. So you get the same answer as the box method. Do you have in your mind what your favorite method is? Who likes the box the best? Who likes the rainbows the best? Oh gosh, you guys are like loving the box. Let's just do the box in the next couple examples together, okay? It's fine with me. I like it. I like the box. Alright, so let's draw ourselves a 2x2 box. We've got A and 3 and 2A and 1. They're all positives. We'll make sure our next example has some negatives in it, and then we can maybe be done. Alright, help me fill out my boxes. What is 2A times A? That's my upper left box. 2A squared. What is 2A times 3? That's going to be my entry in my upper right box. Very good. My lower left box would be 1 times A. So A. And then my lower right box, 1 times 3 equals. And you don't want to assume that these are like terms, but are they? Are these two boxes combinable? Can I add them? Yeah, so I just like circling them. My final answer would add up those two green boxes, 7A. There you go. Alright, how about this plan? We'll do one more together with a negative in it, and then I'll have one be your graduation problem. Brooke has a question?
It doesn't matter which one you put on the sides.
Oh, like if I could have put my A plus 3 here and my 2A plus 1 here, that would have been fine. Yep. You'll still do the same 4 matchup and get the same answer. All right, let's do this one together. Still want to use our box? Like I told Brooke, doesn't matter how we set this up. I'll just go ahead and do my x and my -4 across the top, and my 3x and my +2 along the side. So just remember that negative sign does go with the 4, okay? It goes with the number after it. All right, what is 3x times x? 3x squared sound okay? What is 3x times -4? Be careful, it's a negative. Negative 12x. And then 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times -4, -8. It does look like my diagonals are both x's, so we can add them up. 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. All right, questions on that one? All right, the next problem I want you to do all by yourself. See if you can graduate today's lesson, okay? So totally up to you. You can draw your rainbows and use the foiling method, or you can draw a 2x2 box and do it that way. So I'll go ahead and pause the video and resume the video when you're ready to check your work. All right, we got our answer. 4n squared plus 19n minus 5. I did do the foiling method instead of the box method, and I showed all 4 of my rainbows. If you're checking, every one of my rainbows would be the entry of a box for the box method people. So we have 4 terms here. Those represent your 4 boxes, and we combined the 20n and the -1. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and be done for the day. I'm going to pass the homework out, and you only have to do the side that says day 1. So you only have to do the front side, and there's 10 problems. Okay?